Thanks for joining us on a very busy Wednesday night. We begin tonight with a sudden change that will affect thousands of travelers coming into Canada. Our colleagues at Radio Canada have learned Ottawa is reimposing visa requirements for many Mexican visitors. And according to senior government sources, we can tell you it will take effect in just hours from now at 11:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday.
That is crazy.
Kate McKenna now with details on the changes, who will be impacted, and what's behind it all.
Canada is about to reimpose a visa requirement on Mexicans for the first time since 2016. The move follows pressure from the U.S. government concerned that Mexican nationals are increasingly using Canada as a backdoor entrance into the United States.
We have an obligation to secure our borders.
Quebec's premier also called on the government to act.
I'm asking Mr. Trudeau to put again in place a visa for the Mexican.
Saying the province is struggling to integrate a sharp rise in Mexican asylum seekers arriving at the Montreal airport.
It is incredibly disappointing because it is a ongoing pattern of erosions of ability of human beings to come into Canada and seek asylum.
Status for all. No one could be illegal on fucking stolen land. This is absurd. This is absurd. And it's obviously just the wrong people are coming in, so they need to dampen the amount of people that are coming in. And that goes for Canada just using America as an excuse to carry this out. It's not a coincidence that the fucking Quebec premier is the one who outright called for a limit on Mexican visas. It's almost as if the feds are giving, concessions and placations to Quebec in exchange for, I don't know, support in an upcoming election. Yeah, it's purely scare tactics. It's just because they want to limit the amount of immigrants into an area where they want to have a preferred class, right? And because Mexicans are not French, they're the wrong kind of immigrant, so they're not being allowed in. Yeah, liberals seem to be doing, yes, that's exactly what it is. They're playing the game. And the thing that's crazy, the liberals do this thing that they are very savvy about, where they are willing to make themselves out to be the bad guy and to create this opposition from the left, right? Status for all, immigration reform. If you look at no, that's different though, right? Gaza is a thing that they don't have the control over, right? But they do have these they're able to control these types of crises, and they're willing to oppose, they're willing to be the bad guy, because what it does is it invigorates the left, and then that sets it up so that the left will always choose the lesser evil, right? Especially in our system, where you don't even have to actually choose. You just have to vote for your preferred candidate. And because of that, by externalizing themselves as a boogeyman, as the bad guy, they then invigorate the left, who will then come back to the center, to the liberals, when it comes time to maybe the conservatives will come into power, right? And so they always dangle, they invigorate the left, they're willing to play the bad guy, invigorate the left, and then when it comes time to their support starts to dwindle, they do the thing where it's you're either with us, you're with the fascists, and that sets them up where they get their 32.3%. That's all they need to hold government. And to do that, and to remain as a viable like holder of to form government, they need Quebec. And Quebec right now is in this position where they can say, look, we're not going to play ball with you. Watch you lose your government and let the Conservatives take over, because what does it matter to us? We're a bi-judicial province. We don't have to fucking abide by most of your laws anyways. But if you want to stay in power, how about you give us a couple of concessions, like, I don't know, make Mexicans not be able to get into Quebec so easily. And there you go. Now the Quebecers will come back to the table. Now the Bloc Québécois, and it's funny too because the Bloc Québécois didn't ask for this. The conservative CAQ, Legault asked for this, right? So Legault can play the bad guy, and the Bloc say, this isn't what we want, but it is what they want. It's what everybody wants. It's just a layers of manufactured consent.
Senior government sources say the new visa system will be less restrictive than the rules in place during the Harper government. A source says the visa requirement will affect about 40% of Mexican
It won't be as racist, we promise.
travelers and take effect at 11:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. There will be exemptions for people with work and study visas, including temporary foreign workers, and for Mexicans who held Canadian or American visas in the last 10 years. As for how it'll work, it'll take 4 to 6 weeks to get a visa. It'll require biometrics, and the visa will last 10 years, allowing people to stay a maximum of 6 months at a time. Even before Ottawa makes it official, Mexico's president is already expressing his...
All right. AMLO, let's hear it, buddy. He probably went on TV for AMLO is one of those guys. I love it. My friend Marisa, who is from Mexico, used to watch. He does these addresses like this. Look, this is what he's doing. Since the pandemic, he's done these addresses where he stands in front of the fucking camera and talks for 2.5 hours. And it's because he's a character. He's not even his politics are kind of off. He's a liberal, but because he's Mexican, he's still got that anti-imperial about him. But it's just the way that he is able to, he's a good speaker, and he's also a personality. And he does these addresses that are just these 2-hour addresses where he just really opens up and just monologues, self-journals. He's a streamer. Yes, he's streaming. AMLO, gotta love him.
Disappointment.
Quebec o no?
Threatening to boycott the Three Amigos summit this year. And Canada's tourism industry also warns this move could come with a cost.
Only in 2023, Mexicans contributed about $754 million to our visitor economy. And that is a significant amount that we want to keep on the books and not see it go away because of this new announcement.
So, Kate, March break isn't that far away. Lots of Canadians travel to Mexico. Is there any threat of retaliation here?
Well, we've just...
Yes, all-out war.
heard that Mexico is unhappy from the president himself, but Mexico has no incentive to retaliate by putting a visa requirement on Canadians.
Balkanization, baby. Let's go. We need the Quebec-Mexico war. Let's go.
Because that would greatly harm its own tourist industry. And we mentioned this all comes into effect Thursday night, meaning only Mexican travelers that are already in the air at that deadline will be allowed in without a visa.
All right, Kate McKenna in Ottawa, thank you.